And let's introduce our panel of experts as Twitter becomes the latest battlefield between Modi and the opposition. Salman Soz, a leader of the Congress Party, is with us. We're also joined by PKD Nambiar, who's a political analyst. Let's welcome him to the program. We're also joined by Flavia Agnes, one of our best-known feminist lawyers who might be able to shine a light on whether the Congress was in fact in violation of the laws. And we're joined by Pranesh Prakash, who is, I think, someone who understands technology and the law and the interface better than anyone else. And we're also joined, very interestingly, and delighted to welcome him to our platform for the very first time today, is Aprameya Radhakrishnan, who's the co-founder of Coup.
So let me tell you that there are two things we are discussing today. One is the Twitter and the inconsistent views of Twitter. And Twitter, rather than behaving like a intermediary or a microblogging site, they behave themselves as a larger than life, or the country's law and rules do not apply to them. That kind of a behavior. We have discussed it multiple times. And I think my stand is very clear that Twitter should behave themselves. They have no right, whether it is Rahul Gandhi, whether it is Barkha Dutt or a PKD Nambiar, they cannot take any kind of a decision unless and until the country's law. They are an intermediary platform. They cannot impose on any law, they cannot have their own law. They can have some kind of a rules of their own. They should not be.
But the argument that this law is not evenly applied, that is the argument right now.
No, that's precisely I'm saying. So the one is the Twitter's behavior. It has been very inconsistent. It has they will, when the day we feel like, they will make sure that they will verify somebody's account. They will give a blue tick. They will give a whatever takes. They will decide the manipulated content, or they will say that it is a bad content or a right content. This change that. So the Twitter overall, even in the US, you know that there has been multiple instances wherein they were very, very different. Now comes to the second part of it. Rahul Gandhi as a political leader, supposed to be one of the most responsible opposition leader of this country. He is going to sympathize to a rape victim's family to help them out, which is very good. As a political leader, as a social worker, he should do it. But the moment he take a picture of that and put it into the social media, he already made himself that he politicized that. It is done for all his political benefit, and to without even I can't say that Congress is one of the only party which has got a large chunk of topmost lawyers who are associated with it, and they don't even know this much.
This creates the impression of bias in the opposite direction.
This is where the problem and the hypocrisy of our opposition leaders of today. I don't know why we are even discussing it, except Shashi Tharoor. All the other leaders have, when Ravi Shankar Prasad's account was, then the IT minister during the thick and thin of that the controversy between the government and the Twitter. For some time, maybe it must Ravi Shankar Prasad's account was taken out or suspended. And the same was happened with the vice president of our country. And so as RSS chief's blue badge has been taken away, so on and so forth. How can we have such a short memory? And that at the same time, there was such kind of a large amount of discussions, similar kind of a discussions that happened. And every Congress leader, at least in another 10 different panel discussions I had in different channels, I can tell you all the Congress leaders were very, very clear, except Shashi Tharoor. I'm telling you once again, except Shashi Tharoor, everybody was saying that, yes, it is all, the BJP is doing like this, that. So I don't think that it is not about BJP and Congress. I think it is any money-making platforms. I call them, they are all like a business houses, like what I do or what the Coup does or what other panelists do. Maybe it's all a business platform. Let them not drive you and me. We are a democracy. We have rule of law in this country. We have judicial system. Let us go through that. Let no multinational company drives. In fact, I'm going to give you a clue. In another few days' time, I am going to the court. I'll be submitting some straight report, what I did it in the last week during the Bakri this thing. You will get to know that the truth of it. So I think the hypocrisy of the technical platform, the hypocrisy of some selective media, the hypocrisy of the people, some of the opposition leaders should go out.
But hang on.
One second. I am talking about when it comes to a Twitter Act, we all should be, there is no opposition or in the government. There is a multinational company and a platform. That is the way we should talk, not about the it's Congress did it or the BJP did it. Modi do not have that much of a time to run a multinational company or Amit Shah.
Remember, this is an interpretation, a very wide interpretation of the law laid down by the Supreme Court. But I don't think it's the right one.
Okay, I tend to agree with you. The law seems absolutely... sorry, I have to close.
One quick comment. Yeah. Twitter is doing its marketing and PR highly effective, free, without any money, and creating much money. And we all fall in trap of that. That's the truth. And you are sitting with another guy, co-founder. You can ask him, is it true or not?
Okay, I'll have to leave it there. We'll bring back the co-founder of Coup for another conversation. There are many things mixed up here. Is the law desirable? I think we all think no. Is the law interpretative? We all say yes. I think Karuna reminded us, Flavia reminded us, laws are not static. There was a time when homosexuality was outlawed in this country. Are we saying that why they've done what they've done? But we'll have to leave it there. Thanking our panel, Salman, Karuna, Pranesh, PKD.